The NBA season is always a time of great excitement as teams around the league scramble to put together the best possible rosters for the upcoming season. This year is no exception, with a number of high-profile players having already changed teams and more seemingly on the way. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the latest rumors swirling around the NBA. But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2022 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple. Let's begin by talking about Knicks dreaming of blockbuster trade for $98 million All-Star. With the New York Knicks losing to the Atlanta Hawks on March 22nd, the team secured a losing record and all but confirmed they'll be missing the NBA play-in tournament. It's fitting that this comes against the Hawks, as they are also the team who knocked the Knicks out of the playoffs last year. New York will have a lot of questions to answer this season, and one of the biggest ones is what will they do at point guard. Starting Alex Burks out of position there hasn't been the answer. Kemba Walker wasn't the answer, and it doesn't seem like Derrick Rose will be the answer when he returns from injury. Coach Tom Thibodeau has shown a strong resistance to giving Miles McBride a real chance at the position, so it leaves the team with no other options but to look outside of the organization. One name that has popped up frequently is hometown hero Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell, a three-time All-Star with the Utah Jazz, has been linked to the Knicks due to his hometown ties and his father working with the New York Mets organization. Former Jazz assistant Johnny Bryant is a coach with the Knicks, and Mitchell also has ties to the organization through Leon Rose. On paper, it looks like a great fit, but the Knicks would have to make a trade to acquire him, and that could prove to be costly. Newsday's Steve Popper argues that all of this is just a dream for Knicks fans, and he has several points to back that up. However, even with all those ties, Mitchell might not happen. The biggest hurdle for the Knicks is Mitchell's contract. With several more years of team control and a player option on top of that, it'll be hard for the Jazz to find a deal that blows them away enough for them to give up on him. Mitchell is under contract for 3 more seasons and $98 million with Utah, with a $37 million player option after that. And Danny Ainge, who oversees the Jazz, has a reputation built much more on fleecing opposing general managers and handing over assets for dimes on the dollar, wrote Popper. Popper also argues that having all of the connections to Mitchell won't make all that much of a difference in acquiring him because of the massive contract. The asking price for Mitchell would also be something the Knicks have to keep in mind. Even if the Knicks manage to get him, is he worth it? What would make this deal even tougher for the Knicks is it'd likely cost them RJ Barrett, somebody who has blossomed into a star this season. Barrett is still on his rookie deal, so he'll be due for an extension eventually, but he's proving to be worth it as of right now. If he continues his development, he'll become a cornerstone for years to come, and the Knicks might not want to give that up. Then again, talent like Mitchell doesn't come around too often, so he might be considered to be expendable if the Jazz star becomes an option. Anyway, let's move on to the 3 trade targets for Clippers to get Paul George help. It has been a difficult start to the 2021-2022 NBA season for the LA Clippers. They have stumbled out of the gate to a 2-4 record as they are struggling to find the same success they had in the postseason without Kawhi Leonard in the lineup. With their best player out of the lineup, they need other players to step up and fill the void. Thus far, no one has consistently done that behind Paul George, who is carrying the load virtually by himself every night. George has been masterful thus far this season, logging heavy minutes to try to drag the Clippers to victories. He is leading the team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals per game, averaging 28.3, 8, 4.2, and 3.3 per game. His points per game are almost double the best closest player, which is Reggie Jackson, averaging 14.2 points. Luke Kennard is the only other player averaging double figures for LA thus far this season, as the offense has cratered. They are in the bottom 5 of the league in offensive rating, as they are just not knocking down shots right now. No one is panicking on the Clippers, as Tyronn Lue will keep the team focused, but they could use some reinforcements to help get things going in the right direction. Here are 3 players the LA Clippers front office should target to get Paul George some much-needed help. Who are these 3 players that Clippers should target? First is Pascal Siakam. The Toronto Raptors have been one of the most surprising teams to start this season. They are 4-3 despite not having Pascal Siakam in the lineup for a single game. Siakam is recovering from shoulder surgery and should be returning to the lineup soon. The LA Clippers could certainly use someone of Siakam's caliber on the team. He would help fill the void at power forward the team currently has, with Serge Ibaka sidelined and Marcus Morris Sr. dealing with some knee maintenance. Acquiring Siakam would certainly not be cheap, but something the front office should consider. Los Angeles is getting very little production from their front court when it comes to scoring the ball, and he would help change that instantly. Next is Kyrie Irving. This is certainly a long shot to happen, but the LA Clippers should leave no stone unturned when it comes to upgrading the roster around around Paul George. They should at least check in with the Brooklyn Nets on the status of Kyrie Irving. Los Angeles recently passed a mandate similar to what New York City and San Francisco have, which is why Irving is currently sidelined. He remains unvaccinated, so he cannot participate in games at Barclays Center and Madison Square Garden. Staples Center is not under the same mandate, so he would be cleared to play right away with the Clippers. They would have to also figure out if he is willing to even play with them. It had been shared during the offseason that should the Nets trade Irving, he would simply retire. Finally, we have Christian Wood. The Houston Rockets could be having a fire sale sooner than later. They are lottery-bound and have some veterans to move in Eric Gordon and Daniel House Jr. Both could be of help to the LA Clippers to upgrade their second unit, but Christian Wood is who they should be aggressively pursuing. Wood would be a perfect fit in the front court for the Clippers. He can play either power forward or center, providing the team with some much-needed versatility. The former UNLV product would be an upgrade on both sides of the ball. At 26 years old, Wood not only would help the team now, but could be a foundational piece for the future. LA should do whatever they can to pry him out of Houston before another team pounces. His production is excellent, but his current contract makes him that much more valuable of a player. Moving on, let's talk about the offseason targets for Warriors involving James Wiseman. This season for the Golden State Warriors has been very difficult, as not only does having no Klay Thompson really hurt their chances to do anything special, but they are in a very awkward position financially. They are not only paying a ton of luxury taxes this season due to them being $36.1 million over the luxury tax threshold, but they are projected to be $50 million plus over the salary cap for next NBA season entering the offseason. The good news for them is that Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and James Wiseman are all under contract for next season, so they do not have to worry about re-signing any major pieces to their core, other than agreeing to a long-term extension with Steph. But Kelly Oubre Jr. is set to be an unrestricted free agent, and the Warriors have virtually no cap space to go out and sign other high-level talents in free agency. This is why the Warriors could potentially look to leverage either Andrew Wiggins or rookie James Wiseman in the offseason. This organization wants to capitalize on Steph, Klay, and Draymond still being able to play at a high level, which is why they could be willing to pay even more taxes to field a championship-level team. Now, the Warriors are likely to enter the offseason looking for answers on how to get back to their old championship ways, which is why they could look to add another all-star talent to pair with their future Hall of Fame core. Could the Warriors actually look to trade James Wiseman in the offseason for a big return? Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. Hope you enjoyed the news on some of the latest transfer rumors in the NBA. Till next time.